world where the resources are getting scarcer and scarcer.
What's so scarce?
First of all, the environment, the climate is gonna.
This is a new revelation, guys. Dante's a big Beyond Meat fan.
That's right.
This guy loves it. Rather than just not eating meat, he's like, oh, why don't we supplement it with some faux meat?
Yeah,
where we don't know the ingredients.
Every once in a while, I like the taste of meat.
But you don't eat meat because you don't really like meat. That was your whole argument against being a pescatarian. It's like, oh, I never really liked meat. I just ate it because it was always around.
I like the taste of meat when it's prepared properly, but the whole backstory.
There's always a caveat here, man. I'm noticing a trend with you. You would be a great politician. I feel like there's never a direct yeah, I said that, I'm going to own up to it. It's always but that was last Thursday and today's Wednesday, so I think that's a little outdated. But
no. See, I feel like Trump now. You didn't hear my full statement.
I did. I was with Simon at dinner with you.
Yeah, my full statement was always, I don't just love the taste of meat for itself.
I'm gonna call Simon right now.
I like it. No, leave him out of this.
What do you mean? He was my witness.
No, I like the taste of meat when it's prepared properly, char grilled. It's very good. I don't just love to have meat just for meat's sake. And I also love, I don't like the backstory on how most of the animals are treated before they're killed. It's oftentimes very unclean.
You're lucky he's not picking up.
It's very needlessly cruel. Do you like that they take little male chicks and just grind them up alive because they're not worth anything because they can't reproduce?
He's not picking up.
Or whatever the reason is.
Hi, you've reached Simon Lewis.
He didn't pick up. Sorry, you weren't sure his last name.
Do you like that? Do you support the wholesale slaughter of animals because they're useless to our stomachs?
What I don't like is the slaughter of humans.
I don't like that either.
Specifically black humans. So
I especially don't like that.
Yeah, I mean that's more of a concern to me than animals.
Okay, that's fine.
Just being frank.
Hey,
why don't we figure that out?
Everyone has their cause.
Yeah.
But
Bill Clinton, you love him.
The real point is, it's not some rainbow sunshine.
No one said it was.
Roses.
I think what you're doing is you're taking one statement on one situation and sort of expounding on it and assuming what you think. And that's fine. That's your opinion off of what I said. But I don't think that the world is all hunky-dory and everyone's friends. And, if you don't bother me, I won't bother you. And if you don't bomb me, I won't bomb you. If that were the case, there'd be no nuclear weapons in the world. Right. But that said, people have the right to defend themselves.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Aggression is one thing, but people have the right to defend themselves.
Of course. Look, we never did a preemptive war really on a scale like that until Iraq. Where we just went in because we had to get their weapons.
It's been nonstop for the past 30 years.
Of course. They got their hooks in. The military got their hooks in.
What do you mean?
We can't escape it. But
nonstop.
But here's my question to you. Would you prefer that our government and military just gave up and rolled over?
But that's not an option. I don't that's not it's not like, hey, we're going to bomb the fuck out of you or we're going to bend over and let you fuck us in the ass. You're saying that there's no gray area, there's no middle ground. Yeah, I am. In a way I am. I don't know. You look at countries in Western Europe, right? I don't know that they have the same problems that America has with other countries where they're constantly beefing, they're constantly invading, they're constantly bombing.
Not anymore.
They're successful in some of the happiest people on earth.
That was the history of Europe for years. But
specifically Western Europe.
After World War II, America took over and we guaranteed the safety of all these other countries. And we also...
With a fucking price, of course.
Well, sure.
It's not like, hey, we're just going to help you because we have the strongest army and we care about you. It's like, no, we want your fucking money. It's a shakedown.
Yeah, but
it's like the mob. It's a fucking shakedown.
But they are our allies, and
because we made them.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, get with us or you're fucked.
Okay, do you want to go live in one of the countries that's not on top? Because that sounds horrible.
We're not on top. Who's on top?
Because we've had people make some very bad financial decisions.
No. America hasn't been on top for a very long time.
Well, that's why we keep funding the military so much.
Our GDP has dropped 34%.
Yeah. So this way, if anyone
ever... America hasn't been on top for a very long time. Don't say that. Please stop saying that. Don't say that. We're not on top. What are we number one in aside from COVID cases and deaths? Nothing.
Of course.
Nothing. We're not on top. We have the most fake money that goes into the military, and that's it. We're not on top.
I agree with that.
So then what do you mean? What's your point? You said you want us to not be on top. We're not on top.
Do you want to live in a non-ally country where there's, where you're living in fear of the United States, or do you want to be on the United States team?
What's the team? I don't want to be on the team.
The team is that we preserve the way of life.
What's the way of life here? Tell me about it. Free
market, and everyone's able to pretty much go out there and achieve what they want.
There's no free market anymore, buddy. That shit's done. Look at the number of small businesses that are closing or closed permanently now.
A lot of these businesses shouldn't have been open in the first place because they couldn't sustain themselves without constant growth and without.
How do you think chains started? Chains started as small businesses.
Chains. Like a chain restaurant, a chain grocery store. Yeah.
Those all start. Everyone starts as a small business. The fact that they didn't get the chance to sustain themselves and build up doesn't mean they shouldn't have been around in the first place.
Look, Ronald Reagan
idiotic.
Destroyed. It started with Reagan. He destroyed, the American dream, so to speak.
I mean, the American dream was never a real thing, in my opinion.
Of course, it was never a real thing. It's a story that we told ourselves to keep going.
You believe it, though.
But
you believe it.
No, people can go out there. Some people can go out there and achieve it.
Some people,
but it's not a guarantee to everybody.
Right.
Even some people that look like you.
Some. The American dream is supposed to be equality for all, right? Everyone has the same fair chance.
That's the
American dream.
That's what I aspire to.
That's what you're told is the American dream. That was never the American dream. That's what you're told.
Of course.
The American dream. That's what you're lied to as.
Look, I know that.
The American dream.
I know it's never been a totally equal country.
But you still celebrate it.
Because I celebrate what it's supposed to be.
No, you celebrate the lie that was told to people.
And the benefits of living here.
There's no benefit.
What are you talking about? We're able to criticize our government. That's a huge benefit right there. You see what's happening in Hong Kong?
Well, okay, and then you're stuck here. That's it. Where can we go?
We're stuck here right now because
useless right now.
We're stuck here. Listen, I didn't vote for Trump. We're stuck here right now because of his massive ineptitude.
Do you think that's going to change?
I hope so.
You hope. Hope is
Hope got Obama elected.
Sure. What did he do?
Listen, he was a disappointment too.
Okay.
But he was likable. No, but
there seems to be a trend here.
No. Here's the thing.
I think the idea that you were told as a kid growing up that you can go out and you can do anything and you can achieve this and you can do that. You just put your mind to it. Like you were lied to as a kid. All of us were. That was never a thing at all.
I don't think you can conclusively say that because there are people who do rise up from out of nowhere. And I mean, look at LeBron James.
Those are outliers. That's what we call an outlier. Okay. Science calls that, like data would call that an outlier.
Exactly. That's who we're talking about when they talk about the American dream.
So the American dream is centered on spotlighting and highlighting outliers.
Yeah. Look,
what kind of dream is that?
It's sales. Are you going to sell people on your shittiest product or your best?
I think you need to just toss your shovel away because you're just further digging yourself.
I don't think I am at all
right now. So you're acknowledging the fact that this quote unquote dream that everyone's sold on only applies to a small percentage of the population and everyone else is fucked unless you look a certain way and your family has a certain amount of money and you come from this type of background. Otherwise you're fucked. That's America.
Listen,
that's what you celebrate.
There's enough opportunity for some people to become outliers. Now, I understand that there are systemic issues that hold a lot of people back before they can even get started.
Right.
But what my whole point is, why destroy the whole thing? Why not take what's working and try to fix what's not working?
Nothing works.
What are you talking about? Nothing works.
Nothing works.
You're sitting here. You have a computer. You have headphones, a microphone.
Yeah.
You got 2 pairs of glasses on your desk.
What's your point?
A geode.
What's your point?
The point is...
a geode?
Isn't this a geode?
No.
What is that?
What's your point?
Amethyst?
What's your point?
The point is that you're not living in abject poverty here. And neither am I.
Okay.
And neither are a lot of people that we know.
That's fine. But this isn't the American dream.
I mean, to someone impoverished, this is the American dream.
That's a step up.
Okay, so to you, the American dream can only be if you're super zillionaire Jeff Bezos.
No, not at all. The American dream is, I have an idea. I can take this idea. I can get help with this idea. This idea becomes a reality, and then my reality is great. That's the American dream. That's the dream that you're told.
You can still do a version of that, and people could do it from varying degrees throughout the history of America.
I love your political answers. It's fantastic. It really blows my mind how you don't. First of all, you don't see what you're saying as sort of contradictory, and also you're just like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna ignore what I said 5 minutes ago because this sounds right now. This is amazing. If you haven't thought about running for some level of office, you should, and you can't blame the alcohol because you're sober and clear-minded today. So this is conscious Dante.
Facts.
This is you. I would vote for you just because you're such a scumbag.
It's
like on that alone, you have my vote.
It's
great.
It's all about your belief. If you believe, you can achieve.
Oh man!
And if you can't, then leave.
Your vision of life is just so far gone, man.
It has to be.
It's sad.
If you really acknowledge what the world was and what's going on out there, you would lose your mind.
It's really sad.
If you really sit there and think, oh my God, there's terrible warring factions out there. There's people that are prejudiced, racist, sexist. There's murderers. There's people who are mentally ill. There's pedophiles at the top of our government and our entertainment business. There's no way out. The environment is collapsing. The climate is getting worse. Aliens could probably show up soon.
They'll be here in September.
And nuclear weapons are out there. And also, at any time, an asteroid could show up unannounced. Yeah. And despite knowing that that's a distinct possibility, the entire human race has collectively done almost nothing for that possible threat. Nothing to prepare for that.
So you acknowledge it and choose to ignore it.
You have to.
Why do you have
to live on Earth without going crazy? If you want to just have a normal life, you have to.
You don't. Humans are aware that their time on Earth is limited regardless. Listen. So make the best of it. Don't live your life knowing that all these terrible things are happening and it's out of sight, out of mind. It doesn't affect me directly, so I don't care. That's the definition of privilege, whether it's a certain type of privilege, which I probably have said a million times and I'm not going to say again because I feel like people know what I'm alluding to, or you're just being fucking ignorant. Ignorance is bliss. Whatever the case is, ignoring it doesn't help.
Yeah, but everyone is ignoring something. No one, I'm not sitting there. No one is, every step you go up the caste system, economically and so on, you're ignoring the people below you and below them and all that. You can't focus on them all day.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
no one's asking you to focus on them all day. Just acknowledge them.
Okay, I acknowledge
situations.
No, look,
be conscious. It's just be conscious and aware of it.
I am. I acknowledge all of this. But when you
acknowledge it in ignorance, you're like, oh, yeah, I know this is there, but nah, I'm good. I'm going to just look the other way. I'm going to turn the other cheek, if you will.
No, you're acknowledging it, but you can do so much with your individual time. You can try to rally people collectively, but there's never been a time in the history of humanity. It's almost impossible odds to fix all these problems because it's never happened.
You to fix anything.
Well, then what are we supposed to do? Just look at it and be like, "Hey, that's bad."
No, you can acknowledge it and choose not to participate in it. Just like
I am.
We need entertainment. You don't need entertainment.
Yes, we do to distract us.
You've been conditioned to believe that you need entertainment, but you don't need entertainment.
Forget about just what goes on in humanity. Nature itself is insane,
right? Yeah.
You got to ignore the fact that you could be killed by a natural phenomenon.
You could also
an animal.
You could also die sitting in this chair right now. That's not going to stop you from living your life knowing that you're going to die. No, but these other things should have the same sort of.
I think what you're missing is that I'm not consciously ignoring stuff. You subconsciously do it because you learn to do it as some kind of coping mechanism with the insanity of the world. You subconsciously just block as much negativity and scary stuff out as you can.